Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, why is that doing that? Okay, your order has shipped. We are prepared. Let me see. Oh, we are. One more time. Let me see here. Wonder if I got an email. That's interesting. I see some people have got some emails for their orders. Very cool. If I do have one, I did not see it, but be interesting to find out. Anyway, yeah, some people are receiving their wines, and okay, I wish I could say I was one of them, but I am not. But it would be so cool. I cannot wait. Um, I wonder if I can do that. Let me see here. I'm gonna put that there, and let's see how that works out. Yes, that is pretty cool. Now, if I make this bigger, if I do that, oh, look at how it kind of frames my face, right? Or I could just leave it like that, or that, or that, or this, or that. Huh. Wow. Very cool. That frames my face very nicely. Yeah, I like that. Wonder if I could add one more. Let me see. What else would I put there? Hmm. Thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Oh, this one. This one. That'll be cool. Let me see how that looks. Hmm? Here it comes. Here it comes. There we go. Huh. Wunderbar. That looks wonderful. As Medea would say, that looks wonderful. Okay. Well, that's enough experiments for today. Huh. I think I kind of like the other one better. That one's kind of deep. I like the way the tones lighten and darken and all that. So I mean, if I could do that, then what else is possible? Ah, let me think about this for a second. Um, hmm. Y'all know what I'm looking for. You already know. Yes, it does work. There it is. There it is. Ha! Ha! There we go. Yes, I like that. Very cool. It's like having a new toy. Okay. Okay. There it is. Whoop. There it is. Whoop. There it is. Anyway, that is fun. I'm enjoying it. Oh, you know what? I got to get the slides up, don't I? Let me get the slides. The slides. Okay. I'm so glad I didn't wash the car today. It seemed like that rain came from out of nowhere. Okay. Slides are coming up. Let me see who's here. Oh my goodness, there's a birthday. Jan Martin. Happy birthday and many happy returns of the day. How exciting. Thank you so much for sharing your birthday with us. That is always appreciated. Um, and of course, I think we should do a little salsa to celebrate. Why don't we? Okay. All right. Happy birthday again, and many happy returns of the day. And there is the oh, by the way, Kathy G, thank you so much for being here first. Okay. Hi, Patricia Ann Franklin, Maggie M, Mama Janet, Bunny Rose, Church Nellie. Hey, Church Nellie. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, let's get on with it. Royal Sussex. Napa Valley Rosé. Napa Valley Rosé. And you know what? The lettering that I use is kind of that dusty rose color. Remember that from the 80s? That very dusty rose. Mauve, as they referred to it. Mauve. One thing I'm so glad we left in the 80s is mauve. It seems like it was everywhere. Shoulder pads and mauves. That design, actually, that defines the 1980s. And of course, as Jennifer Lewis would say, I drink to that, or just about anything. Again, congratulations, Meghan Sussex. Did you hear me say Meghan Sussex? You all are my witness. I said Meghan Sussex, didn't I? Meghan Sussex, not Markle. As I've said so many times, I promise I have. I've said it a gazillion times. Meghan Sussex. I have no problem with that. I embrace it. I promise. And you all are my witness. Because I do believe I have been accused of disrespecting the Duchess. And with over 2,300 videos under my belt, I'd like to say otherwise, but you know how it is. People perceive things the way they want to. And you know, but let me say this though. I applaud that person for taking that initiative because the truth is only because of our love for Meghan that sometimes we can be a bit overzealous. And I myself have had to bend a couple of people's ears. Um, I guess by the time I got through shouting about the grave injustice, I'm talking about people in my personal life. You know how when a dog is sticking their head out the window and their ears are all laid back on their head? Well, such is the velocity of wind coming out of me that by the time I get through unpacking my adjectives, that is pretty much how I leave the poor person who seemed to get it wrong. Um, yeah, that's one thing that would rub me the wrong way. Just say something about Meghan. Anything. If you ever get tired of me, you don't want to talk to me no more, start on Meghan. That's the easiest way to get rid of me. Um, And of course, how did all of this start? Tignanello, that wine that Meghan enjoyed years ago, that was her aha moment. That was when she first really had a profound appreciation for a quality wine. Something about the way it lingered on the palate. Um, but yeah, that was it. It was the uh is that the one that what's his name was singing about? Rick James. You know, I was such a square. I had no idea what that song was about. I told you a lot of those songs just went over my head. Ring My Bell, Pull Up to the Bumper, all of that stuff. I had no clue what they were talking about. I was in my 30s before I was like, oh, wait a minute. I'd find myself singing the whole song. I'm like, what if? Oh, you guys, listen. I had a thing I had to do. I started pulling on the thread and I could not let go. I'm going to take you all back to January the 1st, 2025. This is how it started. This is how it started. Somebody woke up that morning and decided, you know what? Um, how about I go ahead and log into my Instagram account? That was that account that was just kind of sitting there. How long was that account up? Was it up a year, 6 months? It was interesting to see who followed the account. When we saw the people following the account, I say we like I caught on. It was other people who figured it out. But when people saw who was following the account, we knew we were on to something. By the way, MG, thank you so much for the Cash App. Greatly appreciated. Okay. Yeah, of course, I don't want to say the name, but thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate it. And thank you for supporting this channel. So, but yeah, that's what happened. People followed the account. It was up for like what, a year, 6 months, or whatever it was. And people are like, is it hers? Is it not? Nobody was sure until January the 1st, 2025. See there? Welcome back, Meg. You can see someone was there to welcome the Duchess with a big welcome back as they shared that on their Instagram. Huh, I wonder who that is. I can barely make that out. Oh, that's the photographer. Is his name Rosenberg or something like that? That's her photographer friend. I can just catch the last few letters of that. That's who it is that welcomed her back. So, of course, if he put that there, I'm guessing in all likelihood that is one of the photos that that he took himself. But yeah, so I would say that makes it official. By the way, I don't think we'll be here more than an hour. And check that out. Meghan Markle joins Instagram to promote her new Netflix show With Love, Meghan. Well, actually, that is part of it. But the other part of it is it was a new year, or it is a new year, and Meghan was ready to start using her voice again. It is so much better if people can communicate directly with our Duchess. I would say from the time that the Sussexes left Narnia, Salt Island, that family, the left behind royals, I would say a sufficient amount of time had already passed. And then it was time to, I see you, Church Nelly. And then it was time to start using, that is, our outdoor voice, because the indoor voice, people can barely hear that. People can barely hear it. Um, so it was time to use that outdoor voice, and it worked out very well. And you can see Jeremy Vine looks like he's at a funeral. I don't know if you can see that caption beneath him, but it says, oh, let me see here. Meghan's new show. Will you be watching? I mean, it was something about the announcement that just really sent them into a tailspin. I'm still not sure exactly what it is, except for one thing is clear. They did not want Meghan to use her voice. It's like they're terrified of Meghan's voice. So here it was, what, January the 1st, and she got 1 million followers that day. Now, of course, she has some 4 million plus followers. And of course, they're on the right. You can see they announced the show January the 15th. Something happened along the way, though. Something happened along the way to January 15th. And check this out. These are the headlines of the day. Oh, my goodness. These came out like the 1st and 2nd of January. Oh, these one says January 3rd. The other one, I can't really make it out, but yeah, Hollywood Housewife, that's the Daily Telegraph. And then here at the Daily Fail, it says, here's Meghan on Netflix back in the second division of celebrity making soups and cakes for her pals. And of course, that is the very sarcastic Jan Moore. Jan Moore, who, if I'm correct, is a former Miss Universe, wasn't she? I think she was a former Miss Universe. Anyway, Miss Universe contestant. She was a contestant, not Universe, but she, entered as Miss Great Britain. Or is it Miss United Kingdom? Yeah, I think she entered as Miss United Kingdom or missed opportunity. Misunderstanding. That's what it was. She entered the misunderstanding contest. Anyway, what do these other ones say? I got 2 more of them for you. You see there? It was like panic. What's the truth behind Meghan's dramatic 2025 beach video relaunch? It would be interesting to look at that article today, although I'm not going to give them any engagement. But it'd be kind of interesting to see what they were saying at the time. And then here on the right, the Duchess of Sussex kicks off 2025 by rejoining the social media platform. Oh, the panic that they were in. This seems like it was so long ago, but it was just 6 months ago. And of course, there she is, looking like she's at a funeral. It just seemed like it pulled down their spirit. It's just like their spirit sank. And I don't know why, because this is good news. See there? Meghan Markle delays the release of her new Netflix series due to LA fire after experts question the Duchess' timing. Now, they make it seem like someone had to tell Meghan, oh, I don't think it's a good idea. The truth is, they did not mention anything about experts until it was already announced that they were going to delay the show. So while Meghan and Harry were out there in the field, on the ground, outside, y'all, trying to do everything that they could to help those people that were displaced by the fire. Well, it's a tale of 2 royal households. This was their priority right here. And of course, there were so many people that came forward to say that the Sussexes were justified to be there, that they were not looking for any extra added attention. I mean, they really tried. They really tried. I think what bothered some people so much was this. Um, Kate timed her announcement to try to distract from Meghan's return to television. Remember this? I just shared some of these the other day. Kate's return to cancer hospital. Thank you. Or Kate's relief at being in remission from cancer. Kate's in remission. They were hoping to derail Meghan by rolling out Kate Middleton. See there? It's a relief to be in remission. Kate, I'm in remission. All of that about Kate's remission and Kate's better and Kate this, Kate that, only for them to turn it right back around by oh gosh, I think it I think it was another one along the way, but for certain with the Royal Ascot. Oh, don't think too fast now. She has her good days and bad days. She's trying to find a balance. She's trying to recalibrate. But you know, big head Becky English, she actually started a defense for Kate all the way back in January because it was in early January when they said, don't expect Kate to work full time. It was back in January when she said Kate needs to put her family first, not be family, meaning to put her household first and not the royal family. That was what Big Head Becky said. I'm almost convinced that Big Head Becky is hedging her bets on the future, and that is less Charles and Camilla headlines and stories and such. And it seems like her big focus is on Will and Kate. That's what I believe is that her big focus is on Will and Kate. And you know what? They need as much focus as they could get because the two of them are so woefully inadequate for the role um, that they have, or roles, should I say. It takes a lot of gaslighting to try your best to make people believe that they're actually working hard, that they're actually pulling their share of the weight when it comes to the duties of the royal family. Nothing could be further from the truth. Nothing at all. Um, Will and Kate, notoriously lazy. They always have been and they always will be. If there is a way to get out of work, they will find it. Could you I mean, and this is something I want to point out. They keep referring to the Sussexes as whingers and that they're always moaning and complaining. But in reality, who is the people that have an excuse for everything? Everything is about how they're feeling, and we got to do something for the kids, and the kids come first. And after all, she's raising that. How in the world did Elizabeth and Philip manage all those years without all those excuses? They never made excuses. I mean, you could say whatever you want about them, but the excuse part, no, they just got on with it. The queen standing in the middle of the floor, unable to move. I'll never forget that when they welcomed this guy into her office or wherever she was at whichever castle or palace. And he's like, Your Majesty, how are you? She said, Well, I can't move. And she was standing in the middle of the floor. But she managed to stand up to greet him and not a whole lot else. But if that's what it took for her to perform her duty, then that's what it took. And Will and Kate just do not have that. That any excuse will do. And this idea of pulling out of official events for a personal matter, which is what happened with the not the Wimbledon, but the Royal Ascot. She wasn't sick. If she was sick, they would have said so. They said that she's trying to find balance. They never mentioned illness. And the same with William pulling out of King Constantine's memorial service. That is the second time William pulled out of a service for Constantine. The first time was his funeral. They sent Princess Anne in his place. And by the way, that is his godfather. King Constantine was his godfather, and that's the way he treated him. A total lack of respect. And they pointed out for certain that his absence had nothing to do with Kate's illness. What the hell is that? Well, you just decide, I'm not working today. I'm not going to tell you why I'm not working. I'm listen, their game is so tight, they won't even lie. They won't even lie and say why they're not working. They just say, I'm not going. And that's all to it. And then next thing you know, you see them skiing somewhere. And they get away with it. That is so far removed from the rest of the royal family. And so Kate soldiered on. And let me tell you something. They had a full itinerary for the week of the 15th. A full itinerary of Kate doing her best to slow down Meghan's momentum. I bet you could have bought her ass for a nickel when they found out that Meghan's show wasn't going to start until later on. I mean, that look that Kate has on her face right there, both of them, not the two faces, but the fact that she is a bit of a two-face. Even if it was one picture, you'd still be seeing two faces. But that look that she has on her face, I am more than certain that when she found out that Meghan's show was not going forward, she was fit to be tired. She was fit to be tied. But unfortunately, them's the breaks. There was a fire, and out of respect, it was the right call. There you go. The hate for with love Meghan is as unfair as it is predictable. And that was in the British Vogue. It was so much hostility against Meghan's show, sight unseen. It almost seems like it was ages ago, but that was just this year. People analyzing the show before it even premiered. And of course, you know, some of those criticisms were already locked and loaded. They were going to say that whether the show premiered or not. As it was, it did not premiere. Fast forward to where we are today. I tried Meghan Markle's new Rosé. Here's whether the $30 wine is worth the hype. It tastes like a drink that Meghan and Diana might have enjoyed together. Now, here's the gist. Meghan Markle, as ever, lifestyle brand, released its first alcohol product, a 2023 Napa Valley Rosé, on July 1st. By the way, that is not my headline. These are not my headlines. This is the article. I feel like I have to say that. Anyway, on July 9th, a package with 3 bottles of bespoke blend showed up at my door. So, twist my arm. I'm imbibed. Oh, I'm sorry. In the in the name of journalism. How do you even say that? The name of journalism. Here's my honest review of the new As Ever Rosé. Following 2 drops of food products, including her famous jam and the flour sprinkles, on July 1st, Meghan Markle released her first alcohol offering, a 2023 Napa Valley Rosé, on what would have been her mother in law, Princess Diana's 64th birthday, when a package with 3 bottles of As Ever showed up on my doorstep on July the 9th. I enlisted my husband to taste test the bespoke blend with me. After playing pretend sommelier, sommeliers, sommeliers, some anyway, after pretend that word in our kitchen, looking at each other as we simultaneously took our first sip to gauge the other's reaction. Um, I've gathered my honest thoughts of the rosé, which the company said is the first of many in its forthcoming wine offering. So yeah, get your money ready, y'all, because this is going to be the first of many, and I intend to have the entire collection. So, with that, the um, the article goes on to say the bottle described the pour as delicately balanced rosé with soft notes of stone fruit, gentle minerality, and a lasting finish. Beyond the marketing speak, in layman's term, the rosé is good. My experience with it, it is smooth, almost dangerously smooth, as we finished the whole bottle in one night without even trying. And no, I'm not hungover this morning. It goes down easy and is dry and light. To hear my husband describe it, his 3 adjectives were lively, refreshing, and pleasant. Mine, flavorful, sweet, and enjoyable. The As Ever Rosé sold out in less than an hour on July the 1st, priced at $30 per bottle, and sold in a set of 3 bottles. Consumers were taking a gamble on a rosé they'd never tried, committing to the 3 bottles while not yet knowing if they'd ever want to finish the first. As customers' packages arrived any day now, I think they'll be glad they made the investment, albeit maybe against their will. In 3 bottles, you can only buy half a case for $159 and a full case for $300. So, um, I'm sure it's going to be well worth the price. With every As Ever product Meghan released, the pressure is on. Unfortunately, people want to see the Duchess fail. So you can safely bet As Ever isn't going to release any products unless it's good. And this rosé is good, really good, actually. Made in small batches, the bespoke blend is the first of a collection of wines joining As Ever lineup, according to the company. The Methode Champagne Napa Valley sparkling wine is planned for the near future, with other wines to follow thereafter. Okay. Let me see. What is that one? Oh, okay. I got that already. never mind. Okay, so I don't know if launching her rosé on Diana's birthday was intentional, but after trying it, it tastes like a drink the two women might have enjoyed together over an outdoor lunch in the summertime, either in the garden of Harry and Meghan's Montecito, California home or a cafe by the water, had fate been more fair to the late Princess of Wales, who died nearly 28 years ago at just 36 years old. In the marketing material for the rosé, the brand is very much pushing that this is a drink designed for the summer, and they're not wrong. The release was planned to launch just in time for summer entertainment and is crisp and beautifully balanced. Oh, it's balanced, huh? This is made for summer's best moments, from lunches to turn into dinners and sun drenched weekends where the only thing that's louder than the music is the laughter. This blend captures the essence of celebration, inviting wine lovers to toast all the moments that matter most, both big and small. While that's a little more cheesy than I would have put it, at least we now have wine to pair with it. So there you go. That is a review from In Style magazine, and I think they have done an amazing job. I think they were very, very fair. Of course, I do. Oh, this is interesting. She said, I've tried celebrity alcohol products because I like the celebrity and I had to pour it down the drain because it tastes disgusting. Maybe after a few more glasses of rosé, I will name names. This is not that. I not only look forward to savoring the two bottles we have left of the rosé throughout the summer, but to try to, but that is to trying the sparkling wine, also very much in my personal preference wheelhouse when it comes out. Those who don't write about Meghan on a daily basis like I do might have thought that the Duchess of Sussex was just another A-list celebrity passively putting her name on an alcohol product to make a few extra bucks. But those that actually know Meghan's story, how her popular blog was named the Tig after Tignanello, a red wine that she fell in love with in her pre-Harry days, for an example, know that this business decision is actually authentic and true, and to who she is and where her passion lies. Okay. Oh, and by the way, as ever, she said right here, let Meghan tell you herself from her own words when she launched her lifestyle brand as ever earlier this year. As ever means as it is, yeah, I'm sorry, as it's always. As ever means as it's always been. As it's always been. Or some even say in the same way as always. Okay, so there you go, you guys. I am glad to know that there is an outstanding review of the wine, not anything filled with bias and contempt. You know what I'm saying? It's just so easy to hate. It is so easy to hate, but that was an honest assessment from not only the who wrote this article, Rachel Birchfield, but also her husband. So I appreciate both of them for being honest in their assessment of Meghan's wine. So that will be something to smile about for certain. And you know what? Add that to the list because we found out that Meghan's raspberry preserve was outstanding, as is the wine. So I'm pretty sure that in the coming days, there's going to be a whole bunch of taste tests And I think that, as ever, is going to do very well. I would not suspect that Meghan would ever limit something like this to chance, that this wine was professionally sourced and it's got to be good because, after all, Meghan is the one who is producing and selling this product. It's going to be the best. There's too many eyes on her. So um, I look forward to receiving my bottle. Let me see if I've got an email that I did not notice. Oh, excuse me. Nope. Not there. How about here? Let me check the spam. Nope, I don't have an email yet. The last email I received was early July. Yes, early July. So nothing yet. But that's okay. It'll be here when it gets here. Yep, nothing yet. Oh well. Like I said, it'll be here when it gets here. They said they were going to start sending them out. And after all, this is a bespoke wine. So they'll ship it when they get around to it. And made in small batches. Don't forget that. Made in small batches. Okay. You got your email yesterday? Really? I don't have an email. That's okay. I'll get one soon. That's weird though. How come I don't have an email? Okay. Well, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not feeling insecure. All right, let's get on to this spot of father. So, Kate Middleton's stylist followed Meghan Sussex's inner circle, and now the copycat claims are confirmed. The copycat is confirmed now. It says here, for years, royal watchers have debated whether Kate Middleton has been copying Meghan Sussex's wardrobe. Social media timelines filled with side-by-side images. Commentators flagged repeated overlaps in style, tone, and presentation. The palace stayed silent. The press framed it as coincidence. But now a single Instagram account has pulled back the curtain. Natasha Archer, Kate's longtime stylist and executive assistant, recently made her private Instagram public after news broke that she was leaving the royal household. What her follow list revealed as striking. Not only does Archer follow multiple Meghan related fashion accounts, but she also follows nearly every member of Meghan's inner circle. I repeat, she follows nearly every member of Meghan's inner circle. For those who have tracked the fashion similarities for years, this is the missing puzzle piece. It's not speculation anymore, it's confirmation. Yes, and thanks to Feminagra, let me just say this. Thanks to the Sussex squad in Feminagra, Natasha Archer shaped the Kate effect. Natasha Archer joined the royal household in 2010 to help build what became known as the so-called Kate effect. So-called. She styled Kate through a decade of high-profile events, foreign tours, and photo ops. Archer guided Kate from her early years Bum, bum, bum. From her early years as William's fiancée to her role as the mother of the future king, her eye for conservative polish and British heritage brand became a template for the modern royal dressing. Well, now we know who to blame. Now we know who to blame. But take a look there on the left there. Take a look. Well, actually, take a look straight ahead. Um, you can see Meghan wears a white suit. Kate wears a. I mean, even the purse that they have, they're not identical purses, but if you notice, the cut of the bags are super similar. And then, of course, Meghan wears that beautiful red two-piece and enters Kate, even the heels, from top to bottom. And in particular, when you see them side by side, you can see exactly what's happening. And I know there's a lot of people that say, well, don't give them the attention. We should not talk about it. That's what they want us to do. I say, name them and shame them. Name them and shame them. If anything, it's not getting enough attention. You would expect that most women would be embarrassed to be called out about something like this. But that doesn't enter Kate's mind because, after all, there is that invisible contract media that is going to do everything that they can to shape and frame the message that she's trying to convey and dispel any idea that what she's doing is not just copying, but I think it's mocking. I think it's turning their whatever you want to call it um, into a mockery. And that's even worse. It's one thing to compliment a person by trying to identify with them, but this is something more sinister. This is something more sinister. It is a wholesale attempt to try to blur the lines between the two women so that whenever an image of Meghan comes up, somewhere in the algorithm, another royal will pop up with a similar outfit. It happens time and time again. And that is deliberate. Oh, let's see. AM, thank you so much for the PayPal. Um, thank you very much for that. This is sinister. It's diabolical. It's deliberate. And it's very, very low class. Slim and dim. Oh, slim and dim. I love that. So let's see. Natasha Archer joined. Okay, I did that already. By 2022, Archer's role expanded well beyond fashion. She became a senior private executive assistant to both William and Kate, managing not only wardrobe, but also calendars and event planning. She was deeply involved in every aspect of their public image. Her contribution earned her a Royal Victorian Order for personal service to the Crown. Her departure in 2025 marked the end of a tightly controlled era in the Wells household. But Archer's influence extended further than Kensington Palace admitted. According to the Finding Freedom, royal aides said Meghan's arrival felt like a rocket and prompted major shifts. Kate's team encouraged her to become more active in engagements. Her fashion also began to shift. Gone were the coat dresses and tights, and in came pantsuits and structured tailoring and monochrome neutrals. The evolution looked familiar. It looked like Meghan. Now, if you take a look here, Zandy Sussex says the writing on the wall. Yet another staff member is fleeing the royal sinking ship. I Am Sage says it's incredibly telling that she's choosing now to leave just when Kate's is coming back from recovering from her recovery from her precancerous. Just when Kate is coming back from her recovering from her precancerous cells. Something tells me Natasha left a while ago because Kate's looks have been a hot mess since January. Oh, let me see here. R.A., thank you so much for the Cash App, and thank you for being here tonight on Royal Sussex. Okay, so Feminagra goes on to say the Instagram follow says everything, everything. When Archer unlocked her Instagram account, users quickly noticed something odd. So, when did she unlock the account? Is it when she announced that she was leaving that she decided to unlock the account? She wasn't just following royal commentators or general fashion pages. Archer followed what Meghan wore. Archer followed what Meghan wore, a fan archive dedicated to Meghan's outfits. She also followed Daniel Martin, Abigail Spencer, Mandela Dayani, Delphina Blacure, and Heather Dorick. These aren't just names, they are Meghan's real life friends. Her real life friends. And she's following all of those people. Now, let me see. I think this is in the wrong place. So I'm going to skip that for now. I'm going to stay here. Yep, those are in the wrong place. Let me see something. How the heck did I do that? Oh yeah, I sure goofed with that one, didn't I? Okay. I hope I remember to go back to that. But I'm going to skip ahead a little bit here. And I'm going to go here. There we go. All right. Oh, so anyway, Meghan's real life friends. Fans have always suspected royal household paid close attention to Meghan's every move. Archer's Instagram followings prove it. This wasn't casual interest, this was research. The same people who helped Meghan craft her personal style were being watched closely by the woman responsible for curating Kate's image. That matters because it shows the fashion shift wasn't just inspired, it was informed. Archer's timeline, once private, revealed the very. Do you guys think that she deliberately unlocked her follow who she followed? Do you think she did that on purpose? Just so that she could tell us without telling us. That's what it sounds like to me. Archer's timeline, once private, revealed the very sources that may have guided Kate's update style. This is how modern image making works. Stylists track trends, monitors feedback, and adapt accordingly. But when the adaptation directly mirrors someone else's signature look, it becomes something else entirely. Copying patterns have been public for years. Meghan wore a white suit, and Kate would then wear an almost identical look sometime later. Meghan paired camel tones with modern tailoring in the early 2020s. Kate followed with the same palette and silhouettes not long after. Meghan styled wide leg trousers, sleek belts, and dark turtlenecks. Kate picked up the formula and wore it to school visits and charity events. Even evening wear, the parallels hold. Meghan wore a turquoise one shoulder gown by Christopher John Rogers to the NAACP Awards. Kate appeared in a near match 1 year later at Eurovision presentation. Another presentation. And she did the same thing. Meghan was mocked for the low buns and structured fascinators. Kate adopted both, and the media applauded her for the same hairstyle. There was a tweet some time ago. As a matter of fact, let me grab it and I'll show it to you. I did not include that, but I'll show it to you right now. This was included with the article. It says here, one day we're going to talk about how, after being responsible for the attacks that pushed Meghan to the brink of self harm, Kate Middleton proceeds to steal her entire persona. Yeah, we're going to have that conversation one day. Commentators can argue coincidence, but the timing tells a different story. Meghan wore it first, Kate followed. And the public noticed. Fans compiled slideshows, receipts, and TikToks showing Meghan's look on one page and Kate's duplicate on the next. These weren't vague resemblances, they were clear replications. Meghan set the standard and Kate followed it. When Meghan stepped into the royal spotlight, she redefined what it meant to be a duchess. She dressed with purpose. Her clothes were statements. Her presence was transformative. Archer and the Kensington Palace team saw that impact and moved quickly to adapt. Now that Archer's Instagram reveals she was actively following Meghan's closest friends and fashion sources, the mask has slipped. Kate's shift in style was no coincidence. It was part of a deliberate strategy to stay relevant, to stay liked, and to stay in step with the public taste. A public taste Meghan helped shape. The irony couldn't be richer. According to Prince Harry's spare, Kate was reluctant to share her fashion contacts with Meghan, yet her own team later mirrored Meghan's entire style playbook. The palace can never replicate authenticity. Meghan's wardrobe came from who she is. Kate's came from a team trying to keep up. That difference is now public, and no amount of palace PR can undo what Archer's Instagram followers made plain. Well, well, well. How do you like that? How do you like that? It was all very deliberate. And here are the receipts. Here are the receipts. This woman was following Meghan and her business before she removed them. Copycat, we need a cyber restraining order. uh, And you can see over there it says, last but not least, people have noticed Natasha's followers, account is rapidly dropping. Her followers account is rapidly dropping. Doing the mass unfollowing she probably should have done before making it public. But an eagle eyed follower sent me screenshots that Natasha did follow Meghan, including as ever, she doesn't anymore. You see there? Now, I haven't had a chance to independently verify these for obvious reasons, but there it is. There's the as ever. There's Meghan. How about that? And take a look there. This broke the week. I'm sorry, this broke this week. The, oh gosh, what does that say? Natasha Archer opened up her once private Instagram public, and there is some interesting follows. A screenshot of some of the accounts she followed. First off, congrats to the Kate fan accounts. Her right hand woman knows who you are, aka Kate does too. You guys, the Sussex squad is formidable. It's formidable. If not for the Sussex squad, where would the Sussexes be right now? Seriously. Gwen said Duchess Meghan Duchess Megan Sussex. I don't want to get in trouble. Grace on Insta, what's that? Peeped that Kitty's ex-stylist followed Meghan's inner circle on Instagram, so we can now stop acting that we don't know where Kitty got her inspiration from. You see Daniel Martin right there. You can see, oh gosh, what's her name? Nacho's wife, Delphina. Delphina, I see on the right side, just under Daniel Martin. There's Abigail Spencer. Wow. I see what is that? Dayani. I see her there. Interesting. Ain't that a blip? Another interesting follow an article I wrote and should post. I point out while Kate Middleton is absolutely on the Trump MAGA women mood board, Ivanka could be on Kate's, or in the least, they shop at similar brands because Ivanka's worn dresses we saw on Kate after the fact. Wow. And then there, another interesting follow that makes me side eye is Gary Janetti. This Gary Janetti one. He famously makes those memes pretending to be George, Kate and William's son. Oh, that's the guy who inspired the cartoon, right? Where he says sassy things. At one point, the entire persona was saying the most horrible things about Meghan, pretending it was coming from George, including that her baby bump was fake. Jesus. Wow, this is getting deep. More from M.M. Grace on this investigation. My goodness. Where does this all lead? That should be interesting to find out. Let me see. Wait, there's more. There's more, I tell you. Let me see. Which way did I just go? Okay, this is right. So, what is her name? Rach, is that Rach Lawyer says this woman was following Meghan and her business before she removes them. Copycat, we need a, oh, I did that already. Okay, both of those are done. So now that Natasha departed, the hellhole that is KP, we can now expose their literally following all of Meghan's inner circles down to her makeup artist. This kitty girl is scary. Scary. Okay, that's a repeat. Okay, somehow I repeated these. Another have pointed out she also followed Meghan's entire circle. Plus, yes, that's right. What Meghan wore. Now we can stop. Okay, that's a repeat. Now, and here's a couple of remarks from Sussex Soldier and SK. Sussex Soldier says Kate Middleton and her ex-assistant Natasha Archer following Meghan and her entire inner circle. Not surprised. Kate is obsessed with Meghan. She wants to be Meghan. She wants to be seen as Meghan. That's why Kate is literally copying everything Meghan wears, does, and says. And SK says, so I have only just logged back on to see confirmations everywhere that we were right all along. Meghan has always been the blueprint. This stalker crap is crazy. We hate you, but we will follow your every move, your pages, and all your inner circle friends, and we will copy what you wear. That's some dark crap. Looks to me the woman opened her private Instagram to tell on Kate because there is no other reason she would be showing the world now. The ancestors don't play. They will keep telling on each other. The truth will always prevail. I mean, when I saw this, figuratively speaking, my head was spinning. I just couldn't believe it. I'm just like, I mean, I could believe it, but that it would be okay. Now, this is bigger. So look at that. Natasha Archer, Delphine, Blake Lively, Emma Greedy, Abigail Spencer, Housewives Vintage, Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama, organized by Lucy, Kathy Hilton, I believe that's Paris' mother, and Nacho Figueres. Damn, that is. Ooh. She unfollowed Meghan's page and as ever, but still following her close friends. Why? So apparently she's still following those people. Oh, there are 750 people in here, 754. Please hit the like button, you guys. Please hit the like button. It goes a long way to support this channel. Maybe you don't have a membership. Maybe you're unable to contribute in other ways, but the least thing that you can do is hit that like button. It will help to drive the algorithm and it will help other people find this channel. And if you don't want to like it, then hate it. Hit the thumbs down. Either way, just make your voices heard. Thank you. And thank you, Lydia Washington. So, let me do this. I haven't forgot that I need to go back to that other part. Kate's rebranding masterclass that may finally see off Meghan. I was going through my little archives and just so happened to find this. This is dated February of 2023, the 8th of February, 2023. Not long after Meghan wore the red, here comes Kate. This was a rebranding. It's not enough that she's going to wear the clothes, but what follows that, I believe, is words from the palace. The palace pretty much dictates what they want the headline to be. They dictate what the article is about. They coordinate with members of the Royal Rota to make sure that their intentions are known. That is all quite deliberate. And check it out. Princess Kate is the personification of this could have been an email, meaning that she had that little word salad for this shape us, whatever it is, that incoherent speech she gave. They were so serious about trying to do a rebrand. I do believe that 2023 is what broke Kate. I do recall saying at the time, don't worry about it. This is unsustainable. I said that in late 2023 because they were making such an effort to somehow try their best to put Kate up on par with Meghan. And there she is at this meet and greet dressed like Meghan. And the thing is, all three of these photos, this is a slide that I put together back in 2023. I put this together in 2023 because we were still having this conversation. And now it has finally reached this climax. We have someone who has spilled the beans, someone from the inner circle has spilled the beans, whether it was intentional or not, and I do believe it was. Now we know. Now we know. Maybe the exit was not amicable. Maybe that's what happened. And as who was it? I am Sage said, I think she left a long time ago. Maybe she left a long time ago. And that's why Kate's fashions have taken a nosedive. Not that it was ever so great, because whatever Kate puts on, it starts to look rather dowdy. There's been a few occasions where she's actually worn something that suits her, like the My Fair Katie for Trooping the Colors. That was superb. There's been a few looks, but few and far in between. Mostly, even if she is wearing something that is absolutely stunning, let me just say this. Her posture has been terrible, and it has nothing to do with the illness. She's exhausted because of all of this work that she has put into trying to be someone she's not. Do you know how much energy it takes to pretend to be another person? A lot. Wills and Kate's 2.0, Prince and Princess of Wales increase authentic flirt ritual, looks of love and playful amusement, body language expert reveals. That was in the Daily Fail. They're best friends. Behind the scene PDA, looks of love, flirt signal, touch swapping. Now this is from this was from earlier this year, I believe, because they're in that kitchen. Remember, they were trying to somehow push back against Meghan's with love. So they ended up in the kitchen. And then, of course, one of the lowest moments, the brown blazer. The children virtually in the same uniform as the children in Colombia. Kate takes school bus for day out to gallery. Now, of course, it hit all the papers over in the UK, but I don't think that they ended the evening news in America. When they end the evening news in the US with that little whimsical thing like that, then you know you have arrived. If you're on the evening news in the US, if you're if your activities have made it to all the local affiliates around the country, that is a victory. I don't believe this achieved that. So some things really do not uh, hit the target. And this was one of them. This was, for all intent and purposes, a local story. It didn't have the legs like some of the stuff that the Sussexes have done in the past few years. But they thought it would. They really thought that that was going to be a big deal. And they used a lot of coordination to make that happen. The clothes, the school bus, the children that they brought in and everything. It's very typical. If anybody ever, if anyone in the Royal Rota ever seriously calls out the royal family for their use of other people's children to try to convince the world that they're so popular, that will be their downfall. Not the end of the monarchy, but just um, they would lose a lot of integrity if that is ever seriously mentioned in the right circles by the right people in the press. It's not going to happen, of course, because they don't have much else. They are heavily dependent upon those rituals. And this, and this. Okay, you know what? I think I'm going to come back to those. Let me go back to what I passed up earlier. Uh, oh my goodness. It is thundering out there. Okay, yeah. I'm going to go back to what I passed up earlier and then we'll pick it up from there. And certainly I don't want to stray too far away from it. So let me go here and then here and here. It's thought that corn. Now, you know what? That is so far in the wrong place. I am going to have to start that here. Nope. I got to go back. Sorry about that, you guys. It's thought that Cornfield, okay, it may be out of order, but I'll just do it. It's thought that Cornfield would spearhead this campaign to turn it into the sort of brand that will outlive the princess and make it part of the national psyche, like the Duke of Edinburgh Award or the Invictus Games, said the Telegraph. The new initiative and the hiring of Corfield, rather, I keep saying Cornfield, is a clear sign that the Princess of Wales is redefining herself now that she has this new role. A source told the paper, and now she has a greater platform. She needs the right team to deliver for her. So, who is Corfield? Well, if you remember, Princess of Wales' new private secretary rejects opting to stay with Jamie Oliver. Remember that? Kensington Palace had made this big deal about this, for lack of a better word, this real ball breaker, is what they called Alison Corfield, that was going to sweep in there and really lift Kate up. Kensington Palace aides have gone back to the drawing board in their search for a suitable candidate. And then take a look on the right side. Princess of Wales' new private secretary rejects job to stay under the radar. Now, they actually went back and rewrote the headline. Do you see that? Victoria Ward on the left, Victoria Ward on the right. Both came out the 25th of March. Alison Corfell is said to be uncomfortable with the publicity, so decided to stay with Jamie Oliver, who she has worked with for 8 years. They didn't like the fact that she rejected Kate. And so they had to rewrite the article. They rewrote the headline. See there? Kensington Palace aides have gone back to the drawing board in search of a suitable candidate, as opposed to she is said to be uncomfortable with the publicity, so decided to stay with Jamie Oliver. I think the one on the left, which came out at 2:53 p.m., compare that to the one that came out at 3:45 p.m. The palace, I believe, Kensington Palace made a phone call. Kensington Palace made a phone call. Connie Balmer! Hey, Connie Balmer. See how they do that? They felt as though Kate wasn't really looking that good with that explanation that they gave, so they changed it. So it went from gone back to the drawing board to she did not want the publicity. Wow. All I could say is just wow. And within that time, look at there were only 2 comments. They had no comments when the article first came out. And then about an hour later, less than an hour later, they only had 2 comments. Interesting. Oh, by the way, these came from my archive. I tell you guys, I got a lot of stuff there. Sometimes I just find things by chance. I find stuff by chance. Okay, this next one, Princess of Wales hires Jamie Oliver, straight-talking campaign manager, to shake things up. That is how it started. How did it end? Princess of Wales' new private secretary rejects job to stay under the radar. That was the rewrite, of course. They felt so good about having her. This was supposed to put Meghan in her place once and for all. And remember, 2023, they tried so hard in 2023 to rebrand Kate that she was broken by January of 2024. She couldn't survive it. The pressure of trying to make her seem as though she was a whole and complete person qualified for the role nearly killed her. It nearly killed her. She could not survive that. And I told people, I told you guys, I said, this is unsustainable. Kate cannot do this. They had her all over the place. Well, compared to her usual nothing. And it just did not work out. The princess has appointed branding and marketing expert Alison Corfield to be her new private secretary in a highly significant gear change from what has gone before. Rather than looking to government departments for staff, the princess has gone for a woman who started life as a Virgin Atlantic flight attendant. What did she try to hire her mama? A Virgin Atlantic flight attendant, and is cut from a different cloth than traditional courtiers, according to those who know her. The sharp-elbowed Corfield will be the princess's new right-hand woman, and her brief when she starts the job later this year will be to take brand Kate to the next level. I'm sorry, I had to laugh. Take brand Kate to the next level. Oh, that is too funny. Now, if you go over to the right side, the straight talking PR guru hired as and this is after she left, hired as a Princess of Wales private secretary, has opted to stay with Chef Jamie Oliver rather than to take up the role. The Telegraph can reveal Alison Corfell is understood to have been uncomfortable with the prospect of having such a high profile position and decided instead to remain under the radar. The mother of three, a branding and marketing expert, has worked with Oliver for 8 years. You know what? I can't see. What is the date that they announced that? The date was, oh Lord, let me see there. It was February 2023. And by March of 2023, it was all over. It was all over. Not even a month. She took a good look at Kate and said, nope. Really, she took a look at Kate and was like, nope. The devil is a lie. Get thee behind me, Satan. And so there are some of the headlines right there. I love this. I love this for Kate as well. It's what she deserves. Kate Middleton hires. Oh yeah, that was when they hired a ball breaking aide to shake up things in Kensington Palace. Ball breaker Kate's surprise power move. You can tell that they coordinated this. How many times do you see ball breaker? Like right there, the Daily Star. Kate Middleton hires new ball breaker to be her right-hand woman in palace shakeup. Daily Express. Kate Middleton hires new ball breaker aide to shake things up at Kensington Palace. Even women's, what is that, Woman in Home magazine? Kate Middleton finds new ball breaker personal secretary. The Mirror. Kate Middleton's taking her revenge on Meghan Markle with major change, expert says. Really? And let me see, the Star magazine, a Star newspaper. Kate Middleton is here to shake things up in the UK after loyal foot soldier Harry. Wow. They really thought that this Corfield was going to come in there and make Kate seem like a person. The truth is, they should have been embarrassed. Kate should be embarrassed that she's unable to do anything for herself. This was a major announcement designed to send shivers down the spines of the Sussexes and to ignite some kind of excitement around brand Kate. And it really petered out in the end, didn't it? It really dissolved into nothing. Poor Kate. And this is what was left of Kate. Poor Kate. She only came out of that experience looking older and more worn down. Well, what can I say? If she had any real talent of her own, they wouldn't have had to make that big announcement. This is what Alison Corfell found when she got there. She realized that she wasn't just dealing with a royal princess. What she was dealing with is a Disney villain, but unlike the one in the cartoon, not too bright. Not too bright. She has all the bravado, but none of the intelligence. As as Meghan said, it's just because Kate has a baby brain. And Kate can't help it if she got a baby brain. She cannot help her baby brain. So, what is Alison Corfield doing today? Well, Alison Corfield, head of social impact and sustainability, Jamie Oliver Group. Yeah, she had a chance to work at the palace and decided that life was too short. And so she got out of there with the first thing smoking and lived happily ever after. And even more importantly, she don't have to deal with Kate's nonsense. Middleton stylist follows What Meghan Wore account, and all Meghan's closest friends, including non-celebrities like Heather on Instagram. Tell me more how how Middleton's change of wardrobe is just coincidence. She even followed some of Meghan's followers that she's had for years. You know, the ones that were invited to the party in New York. She even follows those people. I wonder if she'll write a book. I wonder if she will write a book. Should be interesting. Oh, and also, you know what? This came out today too. Look at that. Kate Middleton's trusted inner circle, the designers and friends defining her royal style. This is made up. This is made up. They are declaring that these women are Kate's friends. Kate doesn't have any friends. I don't know how many times I have to say it. Kate does not have friends. And the article mostly shows Kate in her coat dresses. If they are responsible for what you see here, those are not friends. Like I said, Kate doesn't have any friends. Now, who are these ladies? Who are they? Let me see. Let's go from left to right. Oh, wait. Is that it? Oh, that's the wrong one. Okay. Daisy Knatchbull. Well, you recognize that name, Knatchbull, right? Penny Knatchbull, the one that Philip spent so much time with. I suppose that is the same Knatchbull, Daisy Knatchbull. She's supposed to be responsible for that look. And then there's Lady Natasha Rufus. Oh, is that Rufus? Wait, Natasha Rufus Isaacs. She's responsible. Oh, good God, she's responsible for that? Yuck. And then there's Rose Van, is it Cutsum? And Lucia. Okay. These are all clothing manufacturer designers or whatever. Those are not her friends. These are people that sell her garments. Heritage inspired Troy London. Oh, okay. Rosie Van Cutsum, who co-founded heritage inspired brand Troy London with her sister Lucia Ruck Keene, has deep ties to the royal family. They have ties to the royal family. These are somewhat aristos or whatever. These are not Kate's friends. We have never seen Kate with any of these women socially, ever. Never. Even in this article, there's not one picture of Kate pictured with any of them. Not one. Because socially, she does not know them. So that's a lie. That is a lie. She has nothing to do with those ladies. All she has to do with them is she buys whatever they're selling. But they are not her friends. She doesn't have any. And these are the looks that they say Natasha Archer helped to shape. Okay. Okay. I could imagine how some of these may have looked different if a person with a real personality wore them as opposed to Kate. How elegant is that to hold your clutch in front of you because you are petrified to be seen by the public? And that's what it is. I think in the red, she's probably more relaxed than I've ever seen her. But then again, that was a different time, a different place. But the other ones, you can tell that she is on pins and needles, even in the yellow. That's when William walked a mile ahead of her at the prayer service for the Jubilee. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see. Prayers for healing and health. Church Nellie, we love and are with you. Sis, good night. Thank you for that. Lydia Washington. Oh, I bet she's gone already, right? Well, anyway, if you can hear my big mouth, I second that. As a matter of fact, we 861 that. So, yes, our prayers to you, Church Nellie. And thank you for always being such a big part of the community. Yeah, thank you for that. So, yeah, we are with you wherever you are and whatever you're doing. Your Sussex Squad family is with you. We are with you and we're praying for you. Okay, thank you very much for that. Yes, I suppose she's gone to bed already. I think so. Yeah. Anyway, sweet dreams. Oh, today. Okay, I see. Oh, got it. Got it. Mm, nope, no notice yet. Okay. Um, well. Kate looks as greasy as a pork chop. I don't know why she's so oily like that. Maybe it's the heat coming off that candelabra. Huh. Do you think her face is shining like that because of all that heat coming off that candelabra? uh, do you think the fact that they set her right up underneath that torch is the reason why her skin is so oily? The oil is secreting because of all the heat coming off that candelabra. Oh, man. Poor Kate. And to think that this is not the first time, but the second time that we are familiar with where she was stuck behind what looks like some type of hedge, although I know that is like some kind of table centerpiece. But they have her behind this massive floral display. I wonder if that's the only one on the table. Because if they only have that one in front of her, I think that is a message. What you all think? I think that's a message from Camilla to let her know her poop stinks. But yeah, it must be quite hot. And you know what? I would be disappointed if she didn't know that she is being, you know, ostracized like this. Let me see here. I'm so sorry. I haven't read many of you all's comments today. That candelabra was there purposefully. It also blocked William's view of her as he desired. Ooh, I didn't think about that. I did not think about that. Oh, you know what? You know what? I have okay, I'll show you what I have. Um, okay. It is strategically placed for certain. It is strategically placed. How could you be next to the president of France and yet you have been blocked from view? How is that possible unless it was done deliberately? Okay, here we go. There you go. So, yeah, I would say at that angle, it totally obstructs William's view of her. Success. And I'm not sure where the Queen cohort is located, but I wonder if that's the other reason why it's there. Wow. I mean, there's only what a handful of those candelabras on the table, and it just so happens that one of the largest ones is right in front of Kate. And I mean to tell you, it must be putting off quite a bit of heat because her makeup is melting. Her face is melting right before our eyes. Oh, poor Kate. You see there? Camera one blocked. Camera two blocked. You know, it is more than coincidence. How in the world could you have been blocked by from both cameras unless that was deliberate? Camera one, we're having a spot of bother. We're unable to see the Princess of Wales. Yeah, I don't have a good view, sir. Okay, camera two. Camera two. How about you? Oi, governor. Yeah, governor. I can't see him either. I can't see. Yeah, governor. I can't see. I can't see. Well, there you go. I guess it wasn't meant to be. Look at even behind that. Do you see the corner of her mouth? She is pissed. Ooh, she's upset. She is upset, knowing that she is being slighted and knowing who's responsible for it. Camilla Godzilla. And so this is the other time it happened. You can see in that little oval shape there on the left side, you see that? That is Kate at yet another state dinner. I believe that one was in 2023 when she was obstructed by yet another candelabra. So it is done deliberately. And then I found out that they were making the movie, so I decided to become the producer of the movie. Royal Sussex presents Behind the Candelabra, starring Kate Middleton and Willie Leaks Windsor. It's a story about a royal princess who's about as dumb as a box of rocks. Some people have compared her to being a bit of a bird brain, others a baby brain. Some people would say that she's soft spoken and a woman of few words. Others would say she has words, but we just can't understand them. But either way, she's not the sharpest tool in the shed. She's what you would call a tree short of a hammock. She's one sandwich short of a picnic. Um, she's one oar short of a rowboat. Um, like a dinghy with a leak, as useful as a glass hammer. That would describe the Princess of Wales. Not much use at all. Not too bright, but um, she's tall and thin, and sometimes she actually stands up straight. So they keep her around. And then another image from 2020. Is that 2024? Yeah, that was 2024. I noticed that they were trying to Photoshop their way into a magazine cover, and I wasn't having it. I'm like, that's not Kate Middleton. That's Kate Middleton, right? I don't know who that person on the right is. Maybe that's the one that was at that farmer's market, but that's Kate Middleton on the left side. I know Kate when I see her. Yeah, but nice try, though. Nice try. Well, they got the hair. Well, actually, the hair on the right looks better. It's more uniform than the one on the left, I think. Hmm. Oh, well. Cheers, ma'am, mom. Now, that is it for Kate Middleton. I think that, let me see, what am I going to finish up with today? Let me see here. Yeah, I think we're going to finish up with the Pope. Yeah, that's it for the royals. We're going to finish up with the Pope. And I really don't have a lot to say at this point. I just wanted to show you this inside the complex family tree of the first American Pope, finding the Pope's roots, Dr. Henry Louis Gates. And I'm like, oh, now this is what I have been waiting for. Noblemen, enslaved people, freedom fighters, slaveholders, what the complex family tree of the first American pontiff reveals. So Dr. Gates is on the case. And you can see right here, there's Dr. Gates meeting with the Holy Father. Yeah, I didn't know this had happened, but it did. And so I guess that makes it official. But you know what I love about this? What I love is that Pope, God, what is it? We call him Pope Leo. The Pope Leo is not hiding from it, not that he would be ashamed anyway, but I suspected he would just kind of downplay the whole thing and not really care to share anything. But as you can see, that he is not running from it. He is running toward it and having one of the best genealogists, or whatever you want to, I don't know what his actual title is, Dr. Gates, but he's very good. And a lot of famous people have had their family tree dissected by Dr. Gates. So I think that's pretty cool. But anyway, you guys, that's about it for tonight. Let me see, just a couple more photos of Dr. Gates with Pope Leo. And there's a chart of his family tree, which was presented to the Holy Father. And as you can see here, on Saturday, my wife, the historian Dr. Mariel Iglesias Use, and I were granted the profound honor of a private audience with His Holiness Pope Leo the 14th at the Vatican to present him with a copy of his family tree. She and I had worked with an outstanding team of researchers to publish it in the New York Times Sunday magazine, and we're deeply grateful for a chance to walk His Holiness through the branches of his family tree, sharing stories of his ancestors back to the 12th great grandparents, who were born some 500 years ago. This was one of the most meaningful and deeply moving moments in our lives. So there you go. I cannot wait to take a dive into the article. Superman has always been an immigrant. MAGA just noticed? Apparently, MAGA is upset because they say the new Superman movie leans into the fact that Superman is an immigrant. You can see right there Superman punching the daylights out of an ICE agent. Meanwhile, in Chicago, punch. um, yeah. So, as you guys know, I am very liberal when it comes to immigration, and this heavy handedness breaks my heart. I don't like it. I don't like criminalizing people that are fleeing some circumstances that is out of their control. And also, in some cases, there is a direct correlation between the policies of the United States government and their allies and the displacement of tens of thousands, if not millions, of people all over the world. Um, I think most people would rather stay home, but they have to leave because life has become so difficult. Um, and I won't get into the whole politics of it, but let me just say this. What most of the people in the world pay for gasoline for their cars, petrol, even at our highest price, we're lower than quite a few countries in this world. And one of the reasons why, well, that's part of the problem. Also, because of the appetite for barbiturates, party favors, chemical dependencies, if you will, life has become very difficult south of the border, right? So, again, you can trace a lot of these problems right back to our doorsteps. But having said that, do I not love my country? No, of course I love my country. This is home. This is where my parents come from, where my grandparents come from, and their parents before them. So this is home. Home is home. Of course, I love my country, but I don't always love what we do. I don't love our policies in some cases. So that being said, there's a reason why there's so many people, record numbers of people that have been migrating. So they need to fix that. They really need to fix those policies. All right. And the absolute last thing for the night: what's something you're too old to do? The answer: give a shit. I thought that would be perfect to end with today. That's what you're too old to do. Too old to give a shit. All right. Love you guys. Thank you very much. Remember to pray for our church Nellie. Our church Nellie needs your support. Um, she's going into a different type of treatment now, and she definitely needs your prayers. I cannot tell you how important the contributions of quite a few people have been to this community. And I'm not speaking just for myself, I'm speaking for other content creators who have benefited from their support. And of course, that includes Elaine and Dorothy Ross, Elaine Park and Dorothy Ross, and other people who have definitely supported this community, made our work successful, and brought us together. So they definitely deserve whatever support we can give. All right, you guys, that's it. I am going to take my little furry companion out for a walk. She has been very patient with me, and she was actually not feeling well yesterday. Well, I barely got any sleep Tuesday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday. Barely got any sleep because she wasn't feeling well. You know what was bothering her? All those treats that she was eating. I gave her too many. They gave her too many at home with her, you know, her family. And well, anyway, between all of us, we gave her too many treats, and she was not doing well. I mean, she was. I'll put it to you like this: it was coming out of both ends, and she thought I was so upset with her. She just went and got in her bed and just looked at me. Oh, by the way, you guys, I'm speaking about dog sitting this week. Anyway, she went and got in her bed and she just looked at me. She thought I was angry with her because she had a couple of accidents. I couldn't be angry with her. She's too sweet. She is absolutely a sweetheart. So, anyway, she's recovered, and we are going to monitor how many treats she gets, no matter how much she begs. But I don't know what they put in those treats, but she'd rather have that than to eat her food. But I had to be very strong with her today. Oh, wait a minute. What did you think I was talking about? Yeah, I'm dog sitting. I'm dog sitting. Yeah, I'm dog sitting this week. So, um, yeah, she's a little sweetheart though. All right, you guys, I am going to go and give her some much needed attention, and then I will see you all tomorrow. Hopefully, we can come on earlier than later. And again, make sure you pray for all of our Sussex Squad family, especially those who are going through some very, very, very rigorous treatments right now. Oh, you know what I noticed yesterday? I did not have an outro. Let me find an outro um, for tonight that I forgot to do yesterday. I took it down for some reason and never put it back up. Mm, the outro, the outro. Oh, there it is right there. Oh my goodness, we haven't had this one in ages. We haven't had this one in ages. This is perfect. This is perfect. Okay, here goes. All right, love you guys. See you next time.